What's up? This is Draft Dashboard, and we're locking in our NFL DFS picks for this slate. We're using Dash Rank, opponent context, recent production, and salary-based value to explain exactly why these plays make sense. Let's start at quarterback. We like Sam Darnold from Seattle at 16,200. Dash rank is 100 with 18 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. The reason we still like him is ceiling and correlation. He just posted 30 fantasy points one game ago, and pairing his recent spike with Jackson Smith-Njigba makes sense for tournament upside. The Darnold story arc matters too. As highlighted by Essentially Sports, he went from a punchline in 2024 to a Super Bowl LX winner in 2025 leading Seattle. That organizational faith plus a top target on a massive new deal sets up a high-leverage stack even in a tougher matchup. We also like Drake May from New England at 16,500. Dash rank is 99 with 21 projected points against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 3. He's been steady with 16, 17, and 19 fantasy points in his last 3 games, and the news cycle supports a continued upward trend. New England has been reshaping the QB room and looking to bolster the receiving core to help May, per multiple reports this offseason. If you want to bring back to a Seattle stack, May gives you that game environment exposure with a higher projection than Darnold. Now running back. We like Kenneth Walker III from Kansas City at 14,700. Dash rank 82 with 16 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. The draw is ceiling and scoring equity. He's put up 21, 39, and 17 fantasy points in his last 3, and his move to the Chiefs has been covered repeatedly, including that Kansas City's draft strategy became clearer after signing the former Super Bowl LX MVP. That's the kind of red zone and big play profile we chase, and his recent production backs it up. We also like Ramondre Stevenson from New England at 13,200. Dash rank 82 with 16 projected points against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 3. His last 3 are 7, 12, and 16 fantasy points. This is more of a workload and price play. New England tends to funnel touches to Stevenson in tighter, lower variance scripts, and his dual threat usage keeps him viable even against a stronger defense. If you're playing Drake May lineups, Stevenson fits as a leverage pivot off the passing volume or a correlated piece in sustained drives. Wide receiver time, and this is where we want to plant a flag. We like Jackson Smith-Njigba from Seattle at 11,100. Dash rank 100 with 27 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. He's averaging 23 fantasy points per game and posted 34, 11, and 14 in his last 3. The news backs up the usage. Seattle and JSN agreed to a 4-year, $168.6 million extension, making him the highest-paid WR ever, per Essentially Sports. That kind of franchise commitment plus recent form makes him our priority spend and the anchor of Seattle stacks. We like Rashid Shaheed from Seattle at 6,300. Dash rank 92 with 10 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. He's at 6, 9, and 1 in his last 3. This is a pure salary relief and upside play. Shaheed's role as a dynamic return and deep threat, highlighted in multiple reports including the Unsung Heroes feature, gives him spiked week potential for cheap, especially as a secondary stacking piece with Darnold and JSN. For value on the other side, we like Mac Hollins from New England at 5,400. Dash rank 73 with 8 projected points against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 3. He's at 7, 14, and 8 in his last 3, and he recently led New England's receivers with 78 yards in a game per local coverage. As a budget runback to a Seattle-heavy build, Hollins offers a reasonable target share at a friendly salary. Tight end. We like Hunter Henry from New England at 10,500. Dash rank 93 with 10 projected points against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 3. His last 3 are 3, 2, and 15, and he remains a concentrated red zone option. The Sportsline projection model and prop chatter around Henry this season keeps signaling role stability in scoring areas, which is exactly what we want when betting on touchdown variance. We also like A.J. Barner from Seattle at 7,200, dash rank 90 with 8 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. He's posted 3, 0, and 3 in his last 3. This is a punt correlated with Darnold's stacks. With Clint Kubiak leaving for the Raiders as reported, Seattle has still kept ancillary tight ends involved situationally. Barner gives you cheap exposure to Seattle's red zone concepts and lets you jam in JSN without sacrificing salary elsewhere. Kicker. We like Jason Myers from Seattle at 8,100, dash rank 60 with 11 projected points against New England, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 7. He's logged 7, 11, and 8 in his last 3. The case is simple. When drives stall against a tough defense, kickers eat. Myers' 5 field goals in the Super Bowl were the most ever by a kicker, per reports, and that leg, plus Seattle's ability to move the ball but face resistance in the red zone, supports a double-digit projection. We also like Andy Borregales from New England at 7,500, dash rank 57 with 9 projected points against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall with an opponent rank of 3. He's at 4, 4, and 10 in his last 3. Rookie or not, he's already become a reliable primary kicker for the Pats as covered in multiple features, and a defensive slugfest can push attempts his way. Defense and special teams. We like the Patriots' defense at 6,000, dash rank 58 with 6 projected points and recent scores of 12, 7, and 5. They're facing a team who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall with an opponent rank of 14. From a matchup logic standpoint, Darnold's aggressive downfield approach can create sack and turnover opportunities, and New England's structured fronts fit well against a pass-first script. As a value pivot, we like the Seahawks defense at 4,400, dash rank 53 with 5 projected points and an opponent rank of 11, which suggests they're facing a team who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. If you're not on Drake May, this is the leverage angle. Rookie quarterbacks can invite pressure and coverage mistakes, and the salary savings open up premium stacks with JSN. Quick stacking roadmap to close this out. Seattle core stack. Sam Darnold to Jackson Smith-Njigba with Rashid Shaheed as a value add. Run it back with Hunter Henry or Mac Hollins for salary relief. This uses the JSN mega extension narrative and Darnold's recent 30-point pop as your primary ceiling bet. Balanced build. Drake May with Ramondre Stevenson and Jason Myers at kicker to capture both passing and field goal equity in a tougher, lower total grind. You can one-off Kenneth Walker III for slate-breaking upside, supported by his recent 39-point eruption and the Chiefs' commitment highlighted in free agency coverage. That's the slate. We're leaning into organizational commitment signals from the news cycle, recent scoring history, and dash rank projected roles to ground our choices. Drop your favorite stack in the comments, and let's build smart, correlated lineups.